Hey.
Well, hello there. It's another regularly scheduled program of your favorite Flickznchickz. What up, y'all? How you doing? Today, we have a couple of guests, as you can see. This is the homegirl, Miss
Sarah.
Sarah, and then Mr.
AJ.
Yeah. Mr. Reeve. Today I think the topic at hand, if you will, is gonna be having female platonic friends. You know, like.
Well, I would say just platonic friends. You can go male or female.
Well,
depending on the
yeah,
side.
yeah, you're right. What I'm getting at though is like having a friend, we'll say, of the opposite and or same sex that you don't have any like real feelings towards, other than the friendship in which you obtain. I'll start off, I guess you could say, with an example. Like when I first started hanging out with Sarah, and I would tell people about the experiences that we had together. Not like that, obviously, but just like going out and like being together and being friends and shit like that. Everybody was like, "Oh, she wants you, bro," and I'm like, I don't think so. And they're like, "Yes, she does," and I'm like, "No." I was like, even if she did, though, I think I'd much rather the friendship that we have, based on the times that we've had together, than trying to fuck that up.
Yeah.
Making something that isn't there try to be there. You know what I'm saying?
And how can they even like weigh in on that? They're not there.
Right. I mean, based
Yeah.
off of the story, I
That's
guess
the
it's only
thing.
one-sided though. She could tell a completely different story to
Yeah.
the same person. You know what I'm saying?
But I think like even going out with a male friend, like, and you've seen it. I think we've seen it when it's like just Nara and I going out, or just going out, where people will be like, "Oh my god, like you guys are such a cute couple," blah blah blah.
Bro,
And
literally
we're
every
like,
time.
No,
No.
no, love and light. But it's weird. I think people just assume when they see a man and a woman together that like, oh, it's a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like all the times that people say shit like that, at least to you and I when we're out in public, it's not even like we're super close or like holding
No.
hands, arm over each
We'll be
other,
sitting
like
this distance
literally.
away from each other, like literally probably cursing at each other, knowing us, like definitely. And they're like, "Oh my god, you guys are such."
The one
cute
lady
couple."
thought we were married, and I was like, "Bro, you could have her, take her."
He did.
Take her.
Actually, he did say that. That's a fact. Yeah.
She's all yours.
Literally, I literally said that.
Please.
Straight up.
Not that I'm not a catch. I think like that's an important what is it, discrepancy? Yeah, I am a catch. Obviously. Hello.
Something to note.
Plead the fifth. Yes, you are a very gorgeous lady. Sarah.
And there
Indeed.
you have it. But it transcends looks.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I don't know. It's just like I feel like people, without even like thinking about it, always put people that are of opposite sex, at least in this situation, right, in a relationship. They don't ask any questions. They don't fucking do any like groundwork and or watch prior to saying anything. The first thing that comes to mind is like, whew.
Oh, you're a cute couple.
Yeah,
Which-
and like, why? What like forms or makes people feel like that's like a?
I think like
Do y'all know? For what?
It's just a natural thing to see anyone two people that are the opposite sex together. Oh, automatically they got to be coupled up. It's just how we're wired. Just our brain to assume that. It's my guess.
Not me though, cause like I have girl friends. You see what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like,
but I didn't say everybody. I said that's just how we're wired. You have to unprogram yourself to think that way. But off bat, if I see two people together, two people that I don't know together, I'm like, they got to be together. Off rip. No matter where I go. If I'm watching people walk in the park right now, like those two over there, they could be friends, but they're probably not. They're probably a couple walking together.
I just see a couple of trees.
Just people walking. Regardless, anytime you see two people, specifically two people by themselves, then you just automatically assume that they got to be together. Typically, until you know them and meet them, then it's like, oh, like for instance, on my birthday, Anthony and something else.
Yeah, I think I do actually. Yeah.
When I first saw them, I was like, oh, they got to be together. And then once I started talking to them, I was like, oh, they're actually just brother and sister.
For
They
what
just
it's
come
worth,
together.
Yeah.
I actually did just do the same thing today, talking about your homies.
Who?
The fuck, you just went out with them.
Oh, yeah, Mary and Ty. Yeah.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
just a natural thing because that's what you so you sing. Anytime it's a couple or two people together, a couple, they got to be together, not just friends. It's just normal.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the most normal thing to see in the world is two people together that are a couple, right?
Yeah.
That's how you keep yourself out of precarious situations.
Exactly. Life's
It's a
too
defense
good
mechanism.
together.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go try and talk to you.
Yeah.
Amen.
But then I would say, like, from our standpoint, like, I think that sucks in terms of, like, going out. When you're going out,
Yes.
like, with your
Like all the time,
male
she'll be like to
friends,
me,
and
she'll
it's
be like,
an-
"Well, you're not gonna pull anything if I'm with you," and I'm like, "Bro, I don't give a shit."
But it's also
it signals.
Yeah.
It signals to the opposite sex, right? That, like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's like
Yeah.
us four, but not you, AJ. When it's like other Sarah,
Yeah.
and so it's 2 girls and 2 boys, people would just probably assume
Coupled
like,
up.
let
Yeah.
me not
Yeah.
approach
But
them.
I
You know
feel
what
like
I
it's
mean?
also a respect thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to infringe on 2 people that I think are together, right?
That's what I'm
Being like a
saying.
good person.
There's some
Sucks.
dudes
You
out
know?
there, bro.
Sucks
There's
when we go
some.
out.
There's some
Thank you.
male counterparts. Okay,
'cause I
that will
didn't.
get all up in the midst of that nasty sandwich, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Oh my.
With no regret, none, 0. Okay, and sometimes they be scoring like Kobe Bryant. Swear to God.
Yo. Reminds me of the time we were at round 1.
But
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
That was a.
Yeah. But
That
that was
just proves
different
my
though.
point.
But no. But that was different though. It wasn't. It involved me, but it wasn't me infringing
happened?
and going into 2 people that were on a date. The girl was on the date and came over to me. It was different.
I forgot about that.
It wasn't me interrupting
I
2
remember
people.
the
It was
story,
her coming to me with my boys.
Okay, but what's the difference in the scenario? She was on a fucking date, right? She was on a date. She left the date
Yeah.
in order to come and talk to you because she found you more intriguing than the nigga she was on a date with. Okay? The same could be said for a dude that sees 2 male and females walking together.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Honestly,
You know what I'm saying?
I have to say big ups to that girl.
But
Big ups, because like if you know a date is a dead end and you see someone else
I
and you're
think
like fuck it, like
He was
you,
he was sitting
You don't
like
owe
at his
someone
table.
anything.
he's on his phone,
Off
just
the
like
side.
texting or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it's like a solo scenario like that, it's different than like a group thing because it could be like literally just friends in a group setting. It happen to be
Yeah.
2 guys, 2
That's what I'm
girls.
saying.
Okay.
If it's like
Yes.
one-on-one, like
Based
Yeah.
off of this,
To
then,
approach a
I have a
group.
Because it's a
question.
group, you don't know
Yeah.
the dynamic. Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Based
But I
off
wish
of
more
this, then-
people did that rather than just like making the generalization, like oh they must be coupled up.
For you and for y'all too, since I'm asking the question, right? How do you in a one-on-one scenario go about that situation properly
What,
in
asserting
an
friendship?
effective way to like not be a friend, but to make like somebody know that you're trying to be more than just that when you first
That's the
initially
fun
talk
part.
to them.
That's
You
the
see what
fun
I'm
part.
saying?
That's the fun
like,
part.
how do you initiate the chase?
Like if they're
For
with,
you,
if they're
let's
with,
do it. Let's
if,
do it around the table.
if they're
Oh.
with somebody.
No,
Or just by
I said
themselves?
on a solo.
Oh, on a solo endeavor?
Yeah.
Well, so I mean,
Wait, I
it
don't
depends on how strong you want to come on,
I'll explain it. To you.
right? So like if it's a girl, like we're chilling by herself, whatever. I'm gonna, I'll compliment her more than like you normally would, like someone you're not interested in. Like,
Okay.
oh, wow, you look really good right now. Ah, wow, your eyes are so nice. Like subtle things, right? And you gotta not be creepy about it.
Okay.
Right? Like you don't want to be doing too much where she's like, he's complimenting me way too much, you know? And it also depends on the person. If you know this person's more of like a funny jokester, make some jokes. They're gonna like that kind of that banter. That's what we're looking for. They're gonna want that. But if someone who doesn't like that, then you gotta kind of feel the vibe. Talk to them a little bit. Make a joke, see how they react, and then you gotta kind of go from there. Do more of that kind of vibe jokes or dial it back to something else.
Right.
And then from there, it's just like,
But it's one of those things where like romance is in the eye of the beholder, right? Like let's think like
Sure.
John Hughes films, right? Where what one is it where he's outside the window with the boombox? Do you know what I'm
Oh,
talking?
yeah,
Is it Can't
yeah.
Buy Me Love? Whatever. It's
Yeah.
one of them. So he's outside, and he has the boombox. So let's say anything. He's outside
Yep.
with the boombox. Let's think
Yeah.
about it. Like if you didn't feel romantically interested in someone and they're outside your fucking window with a boombox, you'd be like, I have to call.
Can I tell a sidebar
The
real quick?
police.
Can I tell a sidebar? So
Right?
my ex-girlfriend, right? I left her house one day because I wasn't allowed to spend the night at her house. This is when we were younger, obviously. And I left my phone at her house when I left her house.
Ooh.
And I like drove away and everything and realized my phone was gone. Then I turned around, went back, had no way to contact, didn't want to wake her mom up because she was asleep. So I started throwing rocks at her window.
You break them.
No,
You
no,
break-
no, no,
no,
no,
okay.
not like fucking ha! just like
Yeah.
until it got up to the window, and
Yeah.
then eventually she
Throwing
opened the window and
pebbles
she was like,
romantically.
Yeah.
"Why are you throwing rocks at the window?" I was like, "Cause I left my phone."
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's not like the most romantic scenario, but like You know,
Yeah, I get-
you've seen it in a movie where a
Yeah,
dude is
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But this is my point. It's like romance is so there's nuance to it, right? Like
For sure.
you can't just be like outrightly romantic with someone unless that there's like an initial underlying attraction. It's like I guess maybe that's kind of the question is like how do you know that there's an initial underlying attraction where it could be more, right? Because if you start doing romantic shit, kind of like you're saying to the point of like, oh, flirting, like that would put me off. Like I know when a man is about to ruin the friendship. Like I know.
Okay.
I know he's looking a
that.
little too long at me. He's like saying things a little bit different. Like I know when he's gonna ruin the friendship. So like, where is that line? I guess for you guys, like, what is the indicator of like, oh,
a friend and like
Maybe.
a.
So
So
like
that's a
maybe
good
he's
question. I like that.
interested.
So how about
Yeah.
how about going off of that? What is about to ruin the friendship? But what if it doesn't ruin the friendship? Like you just say, hey, I'm just not interested, and then he's like, oh, okay, sorry, and then you can just be friends.
I think there is like a happy medium.
There
like,
is. There
like,
absolutely
like,
can
like,
be.
like realistically, as a person, you should have every right to express how you feel to another person,
Oh, that's
Amen.
true, yeah.
but you can at least accept the answer that they give you without any hard feelings and move on with your life.
I feel like this all has to do with the amount of maturity in which you've mustered in your
Exactly.
discourse at this point and or that
'Cause
point in
yeah.
life
Yeah.
when you came across this like scenario. Because like younger me would not have taken a somebody else's feelings towards my feelings in a well way. I might not have made it so obvious to them per se, you know what I'm saying? But like me specifically, I would have been going through it.
No, dude,
But like
any
that
of us,
takes
like, yeah.
that takes a whole lot of like self work and like grind to figure out
Exactly.
yourself and how you operate in
put it in your
scenarios to know what you're gonna do and then figure out if that's how you want to react to a scenario and then do something about it to change it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like
I think you're so right. That
Yeah.
it is a maturity thing. And, like, so are you. Like, in the sense that, like, you should be able to just bring it up. Like, I don't know necessarily that I believe in just, like, the flirting. I think test the waters with the flirting. And if you don't know necessarily if it's, like, hit or miss.
What if you straight up just told them, hey, for instance, right? Talking to a girl, whatever. This is a
Okay.
scenario,
I
right?
see where this is going already.
Right? No.
He's about to ruin the friendship.
Hear me out though, right? Let's say you just like freshly talking. It hasn't been like a while. You've been friends. Like it's been maybe a week or two, right? And you as one side party, like you're like, oh, I know, and I find myself becoming more attracted to this person where I have feelings for them, right? If that person was to go to said person they're having feelings for, it's like, hey, like real quick, like talk, like being as open and blunt as possible without being weird. Saying, hey, listen, I find myself coming to have an attraction towards you or liking you, whatever. I just want to know, like, straight up asking you, I want to know if there's a mutual thing here or not. If there is, cool, we'll keep it going, whatever. But if not, awesome. I just want to know what category I gotta put you in so as to keep you as a friend rather than to lose it because I have feelings for you. Because you're a cool person, that's why I like you.
Before
right?
you answer him, is there not a space where you're grown enough to make that delegation before having that conversation?
Well, it's not up to you though
Why
at
not?
that point because you don't know how they feel about you.
You can't read minds.
No,
Yeah.
okay,
Exactly.
you can't read minds,
Because-
but you could read signs.
Yeah, but hold on
fuck?
now. Hold on. No. Hold on. Because there are some girls, in my experience, that will like a dude but will show no signs because they're nervous or they're scared. Right? Yes.
He's not
Yes.
wrong. He's not
I'm
wrong.
not wrong. I've been through it.
Me
For
too.
example, I've been through it. But they don't know until you start putting the moves on them. They're like, oh, actually, you like me? And then they realize I can start opening up and feel the same way because they're also afraid of rejection. Right? So they don't do nothing
Low-key,
because they don't
probably
want that.
more afraid of rejection than we are.
So somebody has to take that. Like you can see signs. Obviously, hold on. Obviously, there can be major signs if it's like she like really doesn't fuck with you and she's like just like repulsed.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm
yeah.
saying, but if it's like a neutral zone where she's like just kind of like she's not against it, but she's not for it. She's neutral because she doesn't have to feel. So as a guy's perspective, you're like, I don't know if she likes me or not. So you don't know if you want to pull back or go forward because you don't want to like damage what's going on here. Right?
Just like stuck in a purgatory, man.
Exactly. So I feel in
kind of
that.
saying what I said at the beginning of the podcast, for real, about like our relationship, except I didn't have a conversation about it. I just read the signs instead of acting on whatever the fuck everybody
But
else
she
said.
shows telltale signs of things though. Carol will go like, I don't like this. Like she has telltale signs.
For sure.
I
Right?
think I'm very loving, just like outrightly. But like I definitely like if I'm macking on someone, you're gonna know.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's
9 times out of 10, I think you will know, unless you're like Which I've had a
Yeah.
lot of men like live in a delusion
Uh-huh.
where they think, you know, like I'm into it,
But
and then I have to have the
So
conversation.
you put on that fake ass voice that we be talking about all the time, bro.
It's my friendly voice.
But I'm saying, like, yes, you can make that delegation before we have a conversation. Be like, oh, you know what? I want to put you in a friend spot, right? I want to put you in like a maybe more spot. You can absolutely do that. But I'm saying, again, in regards to like, I do not know, so I'm gonna have a conversation instead of letting it go on for a while and being like, I like this girl, but I still don't know if she likes me. I'm just gonna straight up ask you because I'd rather get it out the way so it doesn't get worse later on. Right? This way, if you say, oh, no, like, wait, cool, awesome, no big deal, I'm mature enough to be like, I can keep you as a friend and put my feelings aside because they're not that deep.
Exactly.
Right? Because I'm still getting to know you, right? So
Yeah.
they started, I can be like, all right, stop myself, we're just friends. Again, I'd rather keep you as a friend because you were cool from the get-go than ruin it and be like, oh, I can't be friends with you because I like you.
So I
You know what
guess
I'm saying?
to
Like,
your and my point, right? The maturity level, it doesn't necessarily base on the signs per se. I mean, it could, but it doesn't solely base on the signs that the girl gives you per
Yeah.
se. More so, like how you or when you rather decide to make that delegation, right?
Yeah.
So like if you wait fucking 2-3 months into your fucking friendship, then it's like, well,
yeah, it's different.
you know what I'm
It's
saying?
different. At
But
that
if it's
point-
like in the first month of you guys knowing
I
each
think
other, then it's not
sorted.
crazy. You know
Like
what I'm saying?
I could say from my experience, like I know within a week, like, do I want to?
But you don't project that within a week. That's the thing. That's what we're
No,
talking
but
about.
like I make that internal decision. I would say within a week. Like, how long does it take for you guys to be like?
It's
oh,
probably the same, but what we're saying is it's not
It's-
about you making the decision. It's about the other person being aware of what your decision is.
True.
Do you see what I'm saying?
to go off of your
Prior
timeline.
prior to deciding to pursue something romantic or just keep it cordial, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like friendship,
Right.
like honest to
Right.
goodness friendship.
But like
yeah.
you're not gonna have that conversation with that person. You're just gonna know it.
Here's the
you
thing.
see what I'm saying?
I think I would be really put off by someone having that conversation with me unless I felt that it was confusing as well. But I'm a big believer in like, oh, if something feels confusing, they're just not that into you. So I would actually like avoid a discourse because I think feeling confused is the no.
That fucks me up a little bit
How come?
because how do you navigate a scenario in which somebody is confused because they're not on the same maturity level as you?
Well, then if it's because we're not on the same maturity level, boom, we're not compatible.
That doesn't
like,
mean
it's that simple.
that necessarily, however. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, because in that specific scenario, they're not on the same maturity
going
level
with
that
that,
you
too,
are.
it's-
you see what I'm
it's-
saying?
it's-
But it could be anything else. They might be even more mature in what they are normally versed in doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Compared
Yeah.
to like, it's specifically relationships. That's like one topic on the whole discourse of life. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Piggybacking off of that though, it's not necessarily always a maturity thing too, because you could be the maturest person in the world, but if your fear stops you from doing stuff, that's a big part. You could be
Right.
the most mature person you know, right, and still be afraid to
right.
do something, right? Because fear is a powerful thing. You know what I mean? Like how many grown men, women, whatever, see a snake and oh my god, and they freak the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like you just freak out. Like they could be the most like mature. They could be the president or something. You know what I mean? And still be afraid. I'm just saying, a mayor, president, someone to mature status.
We're not
right?
talking about anybody in
And still-
specific.
no, I'm not talking about nothing specific. I'm just saying someone of a mature power status that you'd find more maturity in. For the most part, I'm not saying every situation, but I'm just saying like they can still be afraid because fear is such a powerful thing.
Exactly. On this motherfucking plane.
Exactly. Like you could have like everything going right about you. Like you could have that entire mindset, but there could just be that one thing that is kind of stopping you from, I guess going forward with how you feel.
Yeah. Well, come on, give me some more.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like
you do. Come on.
like most people can be confident in any areas of their life. Like if you are good at your job, you know you're good at your job. But if there's something that you're like, so that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, that could be that stopping point, which obviously is kind of like a muscle that has to be trained.
Yeah.
You have to do that consistently to then. You gotta put in the
ahead,
reps. You
AJ,
gotta put
say
in.
it.
You gotta put in the reps. You gotta put in the reps.
your reps
You gotta get your reps in,
Amen.
which is like it's terrifying at the start.
Yeah.
But like, just doing it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Strengthen
Do you
that.
think? I guess on the same topic, do you think that it's better to get your reps in on a solo mission or on like a let's say like a quest where somebody is, for lack of a better way of putting it, showing you the ropes?
I don't know. It's probably a good mix of both. Like
Okay.
you should have both experiences.
Okay. And do you think that this
Like-
experience should be drawn out or like, done with a male or a female in this sense? Or rather,
see, that's another good
a
question.
better question is, do you think it would be better to carry out this experience with a man or a woman?
What's the
Like
use?
as your wing person.
Of like getting better at talking and or figuring out the difference between a friend or somebody, Do you get my point?
Luke's coming in. Cameraman Luke.
If you could tell the
Greetings,
difference,
camera.
like if getting reps in, right? Getting reps in makes it easier to decipher the difference between a friend and somebody significant. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my question to him is it easier to have these experiences with a man or a female whilst getting these reps in to learn the difference between whether she wants to be a friend or wants
I mean,
to be
it's
you
also
know what I'm saying?
it's
Yeah,
also like
me too.
what is it, objective? I guess
Yeah, for
depending on
sure.
per person. Like if you are
By the way, so
Hey, what's going on?
obviously.
Hey guys, my name's Narciscus Alberkey Jr. I run Key Studios here.
Totally. Damn, that's a tough question.
no, it isn't. Just
I mean,
answer it.
I feel like there's a mix of both.
What's the question?
It's like if you
Hold on.
if you
the question is
I'm Luke, by the way.
the question is when learning to be let's say more mature when dealing with the female as a dude, right? Is
Like
it
just
easier,
talking to them?
right? And like deciphering whether they want to be friends or want to be something more than that.
Ah.
Is it easier to do so whilst doing it with whilst doing it with a dude, or whilst doing it with a female?
I think there's like a layer of both in there. Like I feel like
I think it's situational. It depends on who you know longer, who you're more comfortable with.
Why?
Well, if the person, like if a wingman, right? Is that what you mean? Like a wingman situation?
Yes or no? What I mean is like, okay,
A group situation.
yes or no also.
Okay.
Let's
We're getting somewhere.
You're saying like learning
Getting nowhere.
by watching.
the,
I'm confused.
yes,
Yes.
like the ins and outs
Indeed.
of what opposite sex relationships.
And not transactions, like interactions is the word I'm looking
Yeah.
for.
And so you're saying like, would you rather do it?
With a male or a female to like help you figure out how to decipher which is which. Like, does she want to be in a relationship based on the things that you tell
Oh,
this
it's the-
person, man
Oh,
or
okay.
female, or does she want to be your friend based on the
Off
things?
personal
Yeah,
experience,
you see what
they're
I'm saying?
both just as confusing.
Why?
Because nobody gives you a straight answer, because at the same time, nobody is there when you're having these interactions with that person. So
Amen.
it's like
Yeah.
you can't like understand how this person is feeling. You can't see the body language that they're giving off to you. It's all hearsay at this point. Because like even when you like try to think about something that like happened back today or like the day before that, all of our memories are still kind of like not totally perfect, so you can't recall everything to a T. So it's like if you give somebody like this information, they still don't get the whole picture. So if they try to give you advice, they're still not seeing everything. So the advice is kind of like,
Okay.
it's tough. You kind of have to take everything with a grain of
So
salt.
then, do you think that it is a healthy thing to ask the people that are around you whilst you're talking to somebody if it's like going well based on the things that you've experienced that you're telling them?
I think sometimes yes, sometimes no. Still, I feel like I'm on this like fence, like border here, because it's like if you get too many opinions, you won't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
And you'll be stuck in a paralysis because you're just sitting here like, I don't know what to think. I've talked to her, him, and they've all said different things. Some of them have like, said the same thing, but I'm like, what am I to make of this?
Yeah.
Like I still feel like maybe there's like an answer that I'm searching for, and it's like,
I'm like just trying to figure out.
But that's the
Just
thing. I
ask a
think like
question.
there's like nuance. Like it
There's
depends.
nuance to
It's
everything.
so dependent on like kind of like what you said, the relationship with the person, and only you two know what that's like. And again, I said it once. I'll say it again.
Here we go.
If you're confused, it's a no. Like I don't think that it makes any point to ask a bunch of people to bring people into your business. This is from learned experience. I think like I've had the shift. Like I think there was a time in my early 20s where I'd be like, "Oh, let me talk to like every single friend I have about this and say
Facts.
what was said, at 8:16.42 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, and I would say, like, in specific detail, like, this is what happened, da 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 da, and get the varying opinions. But, right, I think if you even feel like you're in the place where you need to reiterate something to that magnitude,
Yeah.
it's a no.
I'd have to
It's a no.
agree.
Like,
But like, I've had a couple of personal experiences. Sorry for being so loud, but I've had a couple of personal experiences where, like, based on my experience going just like that, I thought it was like a nah. And then, on the flip side, kind of to contrary what Nar was saying, that she was just waiting for me to make the move. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then like,
but how old
I don't know,
were
I
you
kinda
when that was
feel-
the case?
the last time that happened to me, I was 21.
This is baby stuff, man. Like, I think, like, as adults and we navigate dating, right, there's such a shift, I think, from, like, your early 20s to later 20s.
Okay.
Where it's, like, you're less forthcoming, I think, in your earlier 20s. It's, like, still not quite adulthood, and you're still in kind of limbo and reeling off of, I think, like, high school and things like that. So there's still a touch of that there. But I think, like, as we progress through life, we understand, right, that men and women can be platonic friends. Like,
Sure.
oh my gosh, I
Bro,
would
thanks
hope...
for bringing that back, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went a whole tangent.
Like, I would totally hope that if I got a boyfriend, I would hope that he did have female friends.
Yeah.
Because, like, to me, that's
So
a
that
red
he would know
flag.
how to treat a woman.
Yeah, it's such a red flag, I think, if you don't think that you can be platonic friends with the opposite
Yeah.
sex. Because that, to me, says that you have ulterior motives with women,
In general.
no matter who they are.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
that's disgusting. We're human, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, we should be able to be friends. And I think, like, there's such a difference. Like, if I am interested in someone, you will know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to make it so, like, you are confused in any sort of way. And I'm 27 now, and I think, like, that...
Congrats.
Yeah. Let's go. Hopefully I get to turn 28, I guess. Like, what is this, a 27
Made it
club,
so
like,
far.
reference?
You'll get it.
But, like, that's what I'm saying. I think we evolve and we move past the point of, like, oh, I'm confused, to just kind of, like, hey, you know, I think we're all kind of clear about our intentions. I think unless you're, like, meeting someone out in the wild,
Yeah.
like, if I meet someone at the supermarket, do I immediately assume that they want to be my boyfriend? No.
Well, that's fair, but,
Like,
but
I'm
as a
confused
person
about the
who,
Whole Foods guy,
me personally,
you know?
as a person who doesn't succumb to like the apps, if you will, nowadays, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All of my interactions are
In the wild,
person,
yeah.
in the wild. Do you see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? None of my interactions are over the internet, and if they are, I procure them to be in person instead of in the wild. 'Cause I'm not one who cares and or wants to personally be broadcasting all my fucking internet information or information on the internet rather. So for a dating app, I'm not putting all of myself on the shit. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
Come and talk to me in real person. There's a reason on my Instagram you can't see my face. Because I like to have these conversations, right? Instagram is the same thing as Tinder in my eyes or any of the other dating apps because
Sure.
somebody sees your fucking first picture, sees your face, and associates it with whatever the fuck it is that you got going on in that picture. And then you are that person to them as soon as they hear your name every time, bar none.
Yeah.
No matter who the fuck you are in real life, that could have just been a one-off thing that you decided to do for fun.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That kind of goes
So,
into
like,
what you were saying before about public and like personal, like
right,
personas.
because
Yeah,
my-
like private personas.
I don't give 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fucks
Yeah.
about what you think about what I got going on in my life.
Exactly.
Right?
That's a lot.
With that being said, if you want to judge me, come and judge me in person instead of on the internet.
Right.
Come and have a conversation with me about that. I'm a grown up. It's not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about yourself the same way you're telling me about me. But if you're a grown up, then you should be able to navigate that. And that comes
Yeah.
for males or females. How many times do we have conversations about you being some way or me
Yeah.
being some way? And it's not like a fuck you or a fuck me, even though I say it all the time. I love you. You know that.
Yeah,
but
of
like,
course. But I think
I'd
it's
rather
like,
be like authentically me to everybody and see what comes out of that.
Exactly.
Instead of pussyfooting around whatever fucking interaction we've had to see if you do or don't like me. I'm gonna be me, and if you do like me, I'll know that. If
Exactly.
you don't,
yeah.
I'll know that.
And so that's
Because if
what
you're
I'm gonna
that
say.
way, the first time they meet, they're gonna assume you're that way.
Right.
Going forward.
See what I'm saying?
You gotta just be your way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you said.
Come on now.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
yeah. I
trying
mean,
to
well,
say.
I'm like trying to tie like,
Yeah.
a couple of things into one
Sure.
thing, but it still pertains to the same the same.
I missed most of the beginning, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of
That's been like my whole goal like this year is like kind of just like getting back to being myself 110% of the time.
It's not easy.
Like because you do like we were trying to talk about before with like the public and private personas, like who you are when you're at home or like who you feel like you are at your center, whether that be like, you know, like a silly goofy person or more reserved, you know. That's the important part is to be that way, put yourself that way out to the world, and then just letting who, you know, I guess that attracts, you know,
Right.
come your way.
I mean,
Exactly.
think about it, bro. It's hard to put on so many different personas.
It's exhausting,
Even
man.
even when you watch it in the movies, bro. Like when girls are trying to be like, for example, Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana. That shit was easy when you watched that shit.
That's a great reference.
It wasn't. To this day, still that girl is still fighting that same exact fucking battle.
Yeah.
To this day.
But I think
What is the
like,
point in you trying to make up different personas to appease other people when you can just be yourself? You're gonna appease and displease people no matter the fuck what. Doesn't matter who you try to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why not just be yourself?
I think like we should assume that someone is outrightly being themselves, and like then I think it avoids the confusion.
But then, like, I'm sitting here having this conversation, and we could assume that everybody's outrightly being themselves. But how many conversations have you had that you know damn well
But here's
are
the thing,
fake
like,
as fuck?
It's,
Like,
it's up to you to discern, like, okay, even if this person isn't being themselves and they're presenting a version to me, you know, that may not be authentic to them, do I care enough to get to the heart of it? And do you want to proceed romantically
that.
with someone who isn't presenting that way right away? Like, for
Right.
me, I want someone who's a whole independent person alone
But as a
on their
dude,
own.
right, you have to be a whole independent person on your own and appease to whatever female societal standards are in play at that point in time. Because every single, respectfully, every single woman, one way or another, feeds off of a woman's energy. With that being said, one girl could say one thing one day that might not even be fact, but she said it hard, facts.
Yeah.
But she said it hard enough that the girls are like, period, and stand on that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a dickhead. I'm not trying to be like misogynistic or nothing like that. I'm just being honest.
I don't think that you
Right?
are.
With
Yeah.
that being said, it's hard to decipher, which is why we're having the conversation
Yeah,
again,
but
which
again,
is like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. I think, like, for me, the second I feel inauthenticity or the second I feel confused, I'm like, see ya.
Unattracted.
Because I'm going to show up as
agree.
myself,
Amen.
right? And
Yeah.
it sounds like you're going to show up like yourself. And that's great. And I think real
really-
recognize real eyes,
That's what
real
it is,
eyes,
man.
real eyes. You know what I mean? Like,
what it
it's one of those things, like, where you can feel it. Like, you can feel when shit is fake, and you can feel... If at any point you were ever fucking confused with someone, it is for the birds. Just leave. Just eject. I don't even think that you need to have, like, a huge conversation. I kind of, like, touched on this with you the other day, where I was like, I'm such a big
Kinda?
proprietor. Yeah.
it was a little more than
I'm
kinda.
such a believer in zombieing. Like, I'm going to... Not. It's the cousin of the ghost. Where
Go ahead, explain it. Go ahead, get into it.
zombieing, the cousin of the ghost. So what you do is you start to dwindle communication. So it'll, like, you can go from, like, texting all day to texting 3 texts a day. You do that for 2-3 days. Then you don't talk for 2-3 days, and you say, oh man, like, sorry, I've been really, really busy. Like, life is lifing right now. To eventually you just don't talk at all. So it's the zombie.
Okay.
And I love the zombie.
That all made sense. Actually, I did that recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
Right, I'm good. I'm good on you. Because what the fuck do I look like having a whole conversation
Yeah.
about the denouement of us, right?
Yeah.
If there was no us to begin with. I don't know you anything. I'm just getting to know you. And frankly, I'm off it. I don't want to have an uncomfortable conversation.
Exactly.
So,
Sure.
like, let me do the slow,
Exactly.
like the zombie.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd went on,
You know?
I'd went on a date with somebody recently, and it's a great time. Like it was fun. Like it
Yeah.
was like we're chatting like 2 hours straight. It was a great time. Had a blast. Like we were talking, you know, mostly like every day. Kind of dwindled out. I'm a busy person. I had a bunch of shit going on. I literally I said that exact thing. I was like, hey, like life is lifing right now.
Exactly.
Like I just want you to know it's not you. I didn't get a response. I'm like, that's fine. Like,
Exactly.
Hey, like I let you know what is going on in my life. Mm-hmm. And if you don't want to continue that afterwards, that's fine. Like,
That in and of itself.
because I did everything that on my end is possible. I wouldn't do any more than that. And if that's just how it plays out, that's how it plays out. There's no hard feelings
And
at that
that's what I'm
point.
saying. Did you feel like in that moment, oh, we needed to have a deeper conversation? Or were you like, this is great. Like, this is a soft conclusion.
Yeah, it's
No
fine.
one's uncomfortable.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I read into it. And I'm like, this person's just not that into me if it happens to me, which it doesn't. Or if I do it to someone else, I'm like, I'm just not that into you. And here's the thing, life can really be lifing. But the thing about people is like we will make time and space for the people we give a fuck about.
Exactly.
And it's not even, it has nothing to do with the other person on the other end of it. Like literally they could be so sweet, so kind, attractive even, but there's just not that oomph, you know what I'm saying?
Do you remember that girl that we were talking
Yeah.
about? Do you remember that girl that we were talking about this morning? Rocky Road.
Yes.
Okay. So that girl was that life lesson for me, right? Because I just got out of a 3-year relationship, and I started talking to that girl like a week later. No cap. And I talked to her for like 2-3 months, didn't even have sex with her. We were just going out, having a good time, whatever. And then we did have sex, and it was cool, it was whatever, right? It wasn't like, oh my God. It also wasn't like that was terrible. It was just, it was what it was. And then I wasn't like finished going through the end of the breakup process with that girl, because like I said, I was talking to her a week after we broke up. So I was still like collecting my things and like all types of stuff. And one of these days, that girl had a date planned for us, right? She like made food, we were at her grandparents' house, all types of shit. But the same day, my ex hit me up and asked me to pick up the rest of my shit. And when I got there, she was playing all types of mind games. And then I went to this date afterwards with the girl that I was at this point in time dating, right?
Ew.
And I was like,
I'm jumbled right now.
I can't do this shit.
Yeah,
like,
jumbled.
I
Yeah.
literally, I cannot do this shit. And it's not fair to you, specifically you. Not only me, but it's not fair to you for me to be here in this state of mind. And it's not fair to me to be doing this to myself and to you to be in this position. That's not me taking the victim. I fucked up. It was me. I'm the issue here. But for myself, you need to know enough to know, like, I'm not going to be able to put all of myself, and even if I was, I don't think this is a person that I wanted to do it with anyway, realistically. As a young person, it's hard to come across that designation because it's so far and few between, respectfully. I don't mean that as like I'm in the streets like that.
No, I
but
get
like,
it. I get it.
sometimes you just know, bro. This isn't,
And
you
I
know what I'm
think it
saying?
has
Like,
nothing- it really, you could have the nicest person on the end of it. On paper, so compatible. But if you don't feel it, you can't, like...
You can't make yourself feel that.
Yeah,
It's
like you just
impossible.
can't. And I think like the thing that the disservice that we do to ourselves a lot of the time is like when someone rejects us, because that's what it is. That's what we have to call it. And that we feel a fear of that word, rejection.
yeah.
Right? But what good can come from rejection? It's like, okay,
It's a life lesson.
right.
Every single time you get rejected, you learn something about yourself, whether you want to or not. And if you don't, then you're deciding actively to not learn from the things that you go through in life. And that's a personal problem, respectfully.
Yeah.
Like,
Period. I think you need to like reshape the way that you take these things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like as people, all of us could benefit from that. Like, okay, it didn't work out with this person. Even our friend that we were on the phone with today. It's like when things don't go wrong, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? It's so easy to internalize that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think once your value comes from yourself and from inside, and you start dating with the intention of like, okay, I know who I am. How do I feel about you? It's not about, can I get you? Can I get you to like me? Right?
Right.
And you can tell when you're dating someone where that's like the vibe, where they're like, I just want you to like me. Right? That disingenuous, inauthentic feeling of like, I just
you
want to
can't
be
say
with, like,
always disingenuous. I feel like sometimes that turns into what we see as 3, 4, 5 kid homes with a happy marriage.
and how does
but
that end up?
Well, it could
all
be
the time
like,
it doesn't end up bad. You can't
Well,
deny
because these
that.
people remain
However,
in complacency
you're
forever.
not wrong.
It could also
you're not
be
wrong
like-
in saying that
they could like tell
What are you okay
themselves
with?
too. Like they could tell themselves it's the truth. Like that's more what it is
You're
too.
not wrong, because I did that.
Yeah. I've been there. I've been there. Yeah.
I think
For sure did that.
Yeah.
And I actually just got into a conversation with a friend who's been in a 5-year relationship.
Here we go.
She's 27 now. And literally, they were having like questions like, I wonder who I would have been if I didn't meet this person at this age. And it's like, when you meet someone in your early 20s or high school even, right, think about you then versus you now. Like, back then, I was so permeable to other people's wants and desires. Like, I was more willing to compromise. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not going to
Compromise. I was willing to do more.
bend, break, mold,
real.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I think there's beauty in that and willing to, like, break yourself to grow in tandem with someone else.
Yeah.
But I think if I think about my soul's journey, my life's journey, it just kind of, like, transcends, like, attaching to someone. Like, I think it's so much about growing within my own right.
Within self.
Yeah, and then finding someone who complements that. Like,
Exactly.
I never want to be like, oh, I need to be this for this person.
Like you should be two like independent people who are like growing, and like you can do that like together and separately at the same time. It's like
Yeah.
it's possible to do that.
And to caveat this before we end this podcast, I would like to say that no matter who you are, where you are, what you do, how you do it, okay? There for sure is somebody under the sun for you, whether you believe that or not. And if you decide to do the self-work that is required to be able to navigate a real life, real grown-up situation, such as a relationship and or parenthood or something like that, then you'll be able to do that much easier once that work is done.
Oh yeah.
Whereas if you don't do that work, it'll almost feel impossible. You see what I'm saying? And then to bring it in circle to what our topic was today, if you don't make good friends, male and female, that can help you either raise said kid and or raise yourself to be the person that you want to be, then you're in the wrong circles, the wrong pockets, and you need to do some self-research. Respectfully, not me telling you what to do, but I did it, so you could do it too. You need to do some self-research to figure out what pockets you need to be in, what people you do jive with, and get yourself on that right path, for lack of a better way of putting it, to get you to the place you want to be. You know?
You're worth it.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
you are worth it, indeed.
Amen.
I think that's so true.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your latest episode of the Flixzy and the Chicksy.
Do you guys have an outro?
We love y'all, yeah we do. We're
It's
probably
been so
fading
fun.
out right now.
I'm so happy.